You know what? I cannot get rid of this dude. He's just not leaving. I'm so done with him. He's not getting the message. So I thought maybe this will.
Things will be okay.
I guess not. So a little while ago, I discovered this little town here on the way to a quest. And I almost passed it, but then I went into this restaurant here and I found a note about a Swiss reference and I got really excited. And I thought, well, maybe one of the developers is actually Swiss and he just wanted to leave a little reference in this game, like as an Easter egg. But then I did a little research on this because there's the flags on each house and they say Helvetia, and Helvetia means Switzerland. And so I was like, wow, why is every house saying that? I mean, that cannot just be a little Easter egg. So I did a little research and I found out that this town really exists in West Virginia in real life. It really exists. And a lot of those houses actually exist too. So I don't think you will have to deal with those nasty bastards in real Helvetia, but I had to do that just in order to be able to tour this village in peace and quiet. But anyway, so when you see this house here, this house, I actually found a photo of this house. It looks exactly like that. That house really exists. I don't know what this house is in real life, but here it looks like it's actually a post office, and it probably is a post office in real life. So I have to say Bethesda did really an amazing job in recreating this little town from reality. They actually probably went there, took photos, and then modeled all those buildings from the photos. So over here we have a little community center, as I think it is, because when you go inside, you can see that there is a station over here for somebody to make music, or even a band to make music. And I couldn't help it and had to try my skills here on the guitar, and I felt like I did pretty well. I mean, I surprised myself. I did not know that I had those kind of skills, but yeah, for some reason, it just came out of me. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, you can even vote here, which is why I think it might be a community center. And then, yeah, we got a church over there. This church is actually not unique. It's just like all other churches. And then in here, we just clean out all those bastards here. This is actually, what is this? Oh yeah, I don't actually know what this is. First I thought it was a bar. But then there's mailboxes, P.O. boxes there, and this kind of counter here looks more like a hotel lobby counter. So it's kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff. And then there's a kitchen here. I actually found a lot of good food here. Really yummy food, a lot of it too. That was quite nice. And then there's an upstairs with a couple of rooms that kind of looks like people could actually book a room here, maybe. I don't know. But while I was up here, I kind of realized that it sounded like it was raining. And I also think that Bethesda did an amazing job. When you're in a house, in any building really, you can hear the rain. It's just, it sounds so realistic. And I was like, maybe I'm just imagining that, but I stepped out and it was indeed raining. I absolutely love the details that the Bethesda puts into their games. And then here, right here, you see that all those signs here. This is also something that's very typical Swiss. You find those everywhere in Switzerland, and they're actually super helpful for anyone who is new to the area. Here we got another house, and this is actually now the restaurant that I was talking about. This is where I found the note about Fasnacht. And it says here, "Welcome to Freya's House Restaurant. We are having a special on all desserts for Fasnacht Day." What is Fasnacht Day? German and Swiss settlers came to Helvetia in the 1800s and brought their traditional festivities with them. Fasnacht means fast night, and it is a time to eat the richest foods before a period of fasting. The most popular treat is named after the day. You might recognize a Fasnacht as a type of donut, a fried dessert made by the dozens every Fasnacht day. Well, when I read that, I knew that this was not a Swiss person that wrote that, because this is a very Americanized version of Fasnacht. It's true that there is a dessert of some sorts that is fried, but it's definitely not a donut. And Fasnacht is actually a carnival, and we don't do any fasting. But it is named after that. So maybe hundreds of years ago they were fasting, but that's not something that we do anymore. It's basically a carnival in February where we walk around all dressed up in cool costumes and scary masks, a lot like Mardi Gras in New Orleans. So now you know that. And believe it or not, this restaurant actually really exists, and it looks just like that. It just has another name. It's actually called the Hütte. Hütte actually means like cabin, maybe. And then I realized that I never really kind of took a closer look at one of those flags here. And then I also decided that I have to take a photo here. I mean, that's just a must for any Swiss coming here, right? And then, of course, I had to take a peek inside. I wanted to know what this building actually used to be. And it looks like this used to be like someone's home, but they also did some business in here, maybe. I don't know, but there's definitely traces of a living room and then some kind of dining area. And then, of course, I had to step out on a balcony. We Swiss just love balconies. I get another good look over to that restaurant that I love so much for some reason. Here it is again. And if you don't believe me, go and type in Helvetia, South Carolina restaurant, and you will find it right there. Unfortunately, I cannot add any photos here of the real places because of copyright issues. I would have loved to do that though, because that would have been so much fun. Sorry. Then here we have another little building. I'm not sure if that one exists or not, and I'm not really so sure what this building really is supposed to be. It's very, very small. There's a lot of trinkets here. I found even a Nuka-Cola in here, a honey jar, lots of cute little decorations that you can just maybe take and decorate your own base with. You know, come to think of, I think this is some kind of a souvenir shop. Ironically, we find some honey here, and then there's another note, Fasnacht robots. I admit I was skeptical, but having the robots here to celebrate Fasnacht has actually been very fun. The tourists seem to enjoy them, and it means less work for us. Now, if they could move a little faster. And on the wall behind me, there was a poster that said, "Zu Hause ist, wo dein Herz ist," which means home is where your heart is. So I'm gonna check out this little secret room back here so you can see what's in there and decide for yourself if you want to go and break this open or not. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Oh, we have, we got some ammo, some aluminum, some other junk. Bobby pin box, that's always very good. And then we got tons of imitation seafood. I mean, I found so much food in this little town, and even a kickball, which will give you some rubber. And then we got this really cool, like, carnival horse and an American flag. That was pretty awesome. I had to take a picture of that too, of course. And then, of course, I had to go see the cheese house because I love cheese. And in Switzerland, there's many places where you can see cheese making. But instead of cheese, I found this guy here, which I was fortunately able to quickly silence because he was super annoying. And then again, instead of cheese, I just found a ton of ammo. I mean, that's always good. I'm never going to say no to ammo, but I was really looking forward to some cheese. And then we had the same note again about the Fasnacht robots. In here you could actually even cook, which I, of course, took advantage of. You know, when you're so looking forward to having a bite of cheese and then you don't get any. I mean, you gotta just eat what you have in your backpack. But I was desperately looking for some cheese. I just couldn't find any. Yeah, no cheese here, not even on the outside. I guess it's because all the cows are there. That kind of would make sense. Then I found this thing here. So unfortunately, I was by myself. I would have loved to try that out. And then later on, I actually found out I probably could have done it with a selfie. But oh well. I had to deal with some more of those guys that couldn't wait to attack me as soon as they saw me. And then we got another house with a flag on. What is this house all about? I asked myself. And then a little later, I actually found out that this is a store, or was a store, little cute little country store. Or cute little grocery store, because it's got all the shelves and you find some food traces if you look closely enough, and there's even a little corner where you can sit, kind of a la Starbucks maybe. And you find quite a bit of boiled water actually everywhere in the town, so if you are a very thirsty person, I highly recommend coming and visiting this town. You'll be very satisfied. And then to my surprise, actually, I did find another note that I haven't seen before, which says, I want to start ordering our books in German and Swiss versions. No one actually reads them anyway, and I think the novelty of buying a book in the native tongues will go over well with the tourists. Probably. And then we have this little pagoda, very cute pagoda that used to probably be a really nice little park. And you'll find something here, probably not necessarily the same as I did, but you may want to check it out. And there's one little place here that looks like a tiny little museum because you can see the display cases. And I actually found a black powder blunderbuss here. But I've pretty much seen all the places here on the main street and the places behind it. There's a little shack over here that has actually a workbench in it, which is kind of convenient. Some interesting voting posters. And then we've already seen the place here to the right, the place to the left. There's actually just one more place when you turn right here. It's right here, this building here on the left that looks actually quite inviting because it's all lit up, looks all cozy, and I can immediately tell that this is some kind of a hostel or a tiny little bed and breakfast. And of course I hear enemies here already. Yeah, so we definitely have a lobby here, then some kind of back room, and yeah, it's a pretty big place and definitely the biggest place in town. Looks like people can eat here. And as you can see now, I'm trying my blunderbuss. And when you look at this, you will just laugh because this is the guns they used when the Second Amendment was written. And that's why the Second Amendment is completely outdated by now. Because we wouldn't have any gun issues if the guns were still like this, right? And this is also kind of like why I probably will not hold on to this gun either. But it was still kind of fun to use it for a little bit here, but it takes a long time to just take out ghouls. But yeah, there you go. And it already broke. So much for the blunderbuss. Now I can't even sell it because it's broken. So this concludes my little tour of the Swiss town Helvetia in North Carolina. You can see that even the street sign here has the name Helvetia in it. I don't know if that is true in real life, probably. But you can see here where that actually is if you're just curious to go and visit it for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope to see you next time. Until then, happy gaming. Take care. Bye-bye.